Hi everyone, I am here with another reading video. I've just got done doing a reading for Patreon with the Morrigan. She is here still and kindly has agreed to give a collective reading. So let's get into it. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm Sarah, that divination witch. The channel is a safe space where you can share opinions and ask questions. We don't judge. If you want to join, hit subscribe. And if you would like to get a reading from me or support the channel, all of my links are in the description. I'd be grateful if you could check it out. I've also got Patreon where I'm teaching a lot of different things and we've got a community. So thank you. Yeah. Okay. I am using this tarot deck, which is one of my favorites that I don't get to use all that much. For anyone interested, Guardian of the Night Tarot. Okay, so like I said, she's already here. She's already given a message for Patreon. Thank you so much. Is there anything you would like to say to the collective? Oh, yes. There are a lot of things I would like to say. Yes. Six of Wands. High Priestess reversed. Ace of Wands. Don't know if you can hear as well, but there are sirens outside. So make of that what you will. Okay. We are all, as a collective, looking at the glass half empty. Like you could say that. Given the state of the world, how do you expect anything to get better, anything to change, if you don't change what is happening inside of you? The microcosm affects the macrocosm, meaning that each of us as individuals are all reflections of our own universe, our own little world. If we do not value ourselves, if we do not respect ourselves, then we also don't respect one another, the bigger environment, the world. Now, not everyone's going to agree. We are not aiming for that. We are not aiming for agreement. She is, after all, a war goddess, so she understands that very much, more than we ever could, and more than we ever should. War has a time and a place, yes, but we should not be living in a perpetual war environment with ourselves. Now, if we are to ever be the victors of this internal war, then we must work on this. High Priestess reverse. This is trusting ourselves, our intuition. You may hear people, and I'm one of these people, who have said, trust your gut, trust your instincts. The world we are in has conditioned us to switch that off, to switch off the instinct. I, at time of recording, have had a prime example of this, where I gave somebody the time of day, despite what my intuition was saying, and I trusted them, and they stabbed me in the back. This happens all too much. We may have trauma, we may have conditioning that makes us override that intuition. It doesn't mean the intuition's always right per se, because sometimes people mistake intuition and the gut instinct for a fear response or a different kind of response. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the vibe you feel off people. I'm talking about, say you walk into a room and something doesn't feel right about somebody. Now that doesn't mean you have to be nasty, or it doesn't give you an excuse to be nasty or anything like that, but give them a wide berth, as they say where I'm from. Don't just blindly trust in that regard. I think a lot of us are more willing to trust outsiders than ourselves. We've got to build that trust up with us first. Take the opportunity to do that. Ace of Wands. So aces are new beginnings. Wands is our passions, our hopes, our dreams. Now I'm sorry if anyone is arachnophobic here, so I'll try cut the spider out on the top, but it's interesting, the imagery on this card being the spider. The spider is the weaver of fate, but not just the whole weaver of fate thing, because we are in charge of our own destinies. It is the web catching all the little fireflies, and it's interesting that it's fireflies too. Not just because it's a Guardians of Night tarot, I get it's nocturnal creatures, but the firefly, it is our spark, our hope, our dreams. Only we know what they are, and only we can catch those opportunities, can work on those opportunities. And if we are not trusting ourselves to do that, then however do we expect to get ourselves out of this hole that we are in, that we feel we are in? We may not be able to control other people, the bigger picture, but we can control our picture, our situation, the inner world. And if more of us control our inner world and live to our true will and divine purpose, then that will have a domino effect. It will affect the macrocosm, is what she is saying. War is not just conflict. War is strategy. Be strategic about this. Two of Swords. Interesting that it's a frog as well. So Two of Swords, I see it as the crossroads. Swords is the actions we need to take, and two, in traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it's somebody with the swords crossed. They don't know what action to take. But this deck, it's a little frog. Now frogs are linked with Hecate, but frogs are also transformation. Frogs are an animal of wisdom in that regard. They are unique in the way they transform. They represent evolution. So if we are stuck at this crossroads in general, if we are not making a move to trust ourselves to affect that microcosm, to therefore in turn affect the macrocosm, the inside reflecting the outside, if we're all like this, then evolution grinds to a halt. Stagnant. And to get out of this stagnant energy, it is scary. It is facing fears. Nine of Swords reversed. Nine of Swords is our fears, our anxieties, our nightmares. You have to face them head on. Eight of Swords. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, Eight of Swords is doubting yourself. It is restricting yourself. It's downplaying yourself. Five of Wands. Competition. If we are always comparing ourselves to others, therefore negatively impacting ourselves, our confidence, if we're constantly saying we're not good enough, or we shouldn't do this because, oh, it won't work out, convincing ourselves that it's not worth it, well, that's a fool's game. Balance. And again, with the frog, this may be a toad, but again, amphibian, we'll say it like that. Temperance is balance. We're very unbalanced. We're in a stagnant energy, doubtful. It's kind of like we've given up hope right now. Hope for the future, for ourselves as individuals and for the collective, given everything that happens. Now, regardless of where you stand, it's not about making it political or anything like that. Here it is about saying, look, you've got to live in your truth and your divine will to then impact the bigger scale. Because if everyone's doing that, things will change. But if we are giving that up, if we're giving up our will, our purpose, our drive, if we're letting others control that, if we're just being passers-by in our own lives, then how the hell do you expect anything to change? And that is the message. Yeah, war is not always going in all guns blazing. War is tactics, it is strategy, it is taking your time, it is playing the long game. And that's the message. I hope this helped. Thank you so much, Morrigan, for sharing this message. Until next time, everyone, stay safe, stay witchy, check out the channel for more. Bye.